Is Dalvin Cook about to feast against the Miami Dolphins? What's up, Vikings Nation, and welcome to the Minnesota Vikings Syndicate. I'm your host, Trey Wicks. Now, before we get started, this is a channel where you're going to get endless amounts of Minnesota Vikings content. So if that's something you would like, consider hitting that subscribe, as our goal is 450 subscribers by November 1st. I believe it's very doable. All you have to do is hit that subscribe. Now, for new returning viewers, if you haven't hit that sub yet, you can also help me reach my goal by doing so now. So let's get to it. Is Dalvin Cook actually about to feast against the Miami Dolphins? Well, there's a certain stat lingering around there, a couple different stats, that say when Dalvin Cook goes up against his former home state's football team, he has an absolute heyday. Now, this goes back to his college days when he decided to go to Florida State, and every time he played Florida or a team from Florida, he absolutely dominated, and he's actually done so in the NFL as well. So we'll look at those stats as well as a little bit more. Tyler Forness of the Vikings Wire dove through this and gave us the statistics that Dalvin Cook, when he goes home and plays a home team back in Florida, basically, he has an absolute heyday. And he starts it off by basically saying, Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook was a superstar from the get-go in Miami, Florida. A 4-star recruit, he flipped from Florida to Florida State right before signing day. Now, once he got to Tallahassee, Cook shined on the field, It was that success at Florida State that had the Vikings enamored enough with him to move up in the second round to take him at 41st overall. Now, part of the reason why they were so enamored with him was his dynamic performances. He was excellent in big games, but particularly thrived playing against other Florida teams in the same state. Interesting. So let's take a look at those stats, okay? Most of these, except for one is an NFL game. The rest of them are his college games against Florida teams in Florida, basically. So let's take a look. Will Regatz says, sheesh. Dalvin Cook, 2014 at Miami, 9 touches, 110 yards, 2 tutties. Then at Florida, 26 touches, 172 yards. Against USF, 30 carries, 266 yards, 3 tutties. Versus Miami, 25 touches, 269 yards, 3 tutties. Then back against Florida in 2015, 29 touches, 194 yards, 2 tutties. Then at USF, 32 touches, 329 yards, 2 tutties. And then also in 2016 against Miami, 28 touches, 209 yards, and a tutty. Then his last college game against the Florida Gators, 29 touches, 179 yards, and a touchdown. And in his NFL career, he's had one game in Florida against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was in 2020. He had 24 touches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Now, I'm not saying those stats mean anything, by any means. But it does tell you the simple fact that when Dalvin Cook goes back home, he plays like it's his last game ever. He goes out there and lays his life on the line, basically. Gives you 150% every single snap. And he's going to shine in his home state because that's where he's from. He has family around, I'm assuming. That would make a lot of sense as to why he has these massive games. Now, college games, yes, you're going to have those 200-yard games and stuff like that. And he was a really good running back. I get it. But still do it in the NFL. And he's only had one chance to do it. It's still pretty impressive, right? At least that's what I think. Now, only one game in that stat without a touchdown. One game. And 2 games under 172 yards is excellent. Even his one game in the NFL had Cook go off for 110 yards and a touchdown against a really good Buccaneers defense. Now, going down to his hometown of Miami could easily produce similar results. I sure hope so. Okay, they have a third-string quarterback. Skylar Thompson will be starting for the Miami Dolphins, and Dalvin Cook just might feast. You can let me know in the comments what you think Dalvin Cook will have on the day or have on the ground rushing. I'm going to say it's over 100 yards. I think he gets in the end zone at least one time, hopefully 2 times. He's going to shine like he always does when he plays a Florida team in his home state, which just happens to be Florida, okay? So, Dalvin Cook, hopefully he has a day. I cannot wait to witness this matchup. But anyways, make sure to leave a like in this, comment below, and also subscribe to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. Our goal is 450 subs by November 1st. So have a great rest of your day, and most importantly, Skol Vikes.